China proffers peaceful reunification, while Taiwan says respect our democracy. Chronic pain ages the brain. Canadian companies licensed to produce and sell cocaine. New drugs may spell an end to the world's obesity epidemic. Altasia countries could construct competition against China. Iran makes sweeping pledge of cooperation to IAEA. Mark Mobius says he cannot take money out of China. The dogs of Chernobyl teach us tricks on survival.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Monday, March 6th, and here are your top stories. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang pledged peaceful reunification with Taiwan on Sunday, as well as resolute steps to oppose Taiwan independence, with Taipei responding that Beijing should respect the Taiwanese people's commitment to democracy and freedom. Speaking at the opening of the annual meeting of China's parliament, Li said the Beijing government should implement the party's policy for resolving the Taiwan question and take resolute steps to oppose Taiwan independence and promote reunification.
我们从来就不能够接受中国大陆提出的所谓的一中原则。
Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council responded by saying Beijing should face up to the reality that the two sides of the Taiwan Strait are not subordinate to each other. The Mainland Affairs Council said China should respect the Taiwanese people's commitment to the core concepts of holding fast to the sovereignty, democracy, and freedom of the Republic of China. China should deal with cross-strait affairs pragmatically in a rational, equal, and mutually respectful manner, so as to create conditions for healthy interactions.
A new study confirms that chronic pain that lasts for 3 months or longer can lead to a decline in brain function, shrinking the critical thinking center in the brain, the hippocampus, and hastening the onset of dementia. A preventive neurologist at the Institute for Neurodegenerative Diseases of Florida, Dr. Richard Isaacson, said exercise is the #1 most powerful tool in the fight against cognitive decline and dementia. People affected by multi-site chronic pain may be less able to adhere to regular physical activity.
Research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that a single site of chronic pain in a 60-year-old was sufficient to age the brain by a year. People with higher pain levels were also most likely to have reduced gray matter in brain areas that impact cognition, such as the prefrontal cortex and frontal lobe, the same areas attacked by Alzheimer's disease. According to CNN, more than 45% of Alzheimer's patients live with chronic pain, and chronic pain also causes inflammation in the brain.
Canadian biosciences company Sunshine Earth Labs announced Thursday it has been licensed to produce and sell cocaine. The licensing deal comes after a radical policy shift to address an opioid overdose crisis that has killed thousands by decriminalizing small amounts of cocaine, heroin, and other hard drugs. Ottawa granted a criminal code exemption in January to British Columbia for the 3-year pilot project, with the aim of removing the stigma associated with drug use that keeps people from seeking help.
Sunshine Earth Labs said it received permission from Health Canada to legally possess, produce, sell, and distribute coca leaf and cocaine, as well as morphine, MDMA, ecstasy, and heroin. Its announcement comes on the heels of a similar licensing arrangement offered in February to Adestra Labs, which had until now focused on crafting cannabis extracts. Adestra's license also allows it to produce and sell psilocybin and psilocin, hallucinogens more commonly known as magic mushrooms that produce effects similar to LSD.
The new class of weight loss drugs called GLP-1 receptor agonists seems to actually work. Semaglutide has been shown in clinical trials to lead to weight loss of about 15%. It is already being sold under the brand name Wegovy in America, Denmark, and Norway, and will soon be available in other countries. Ozempic, a lower dose version, is a diabetes drug that is also being used off-label for weight loss. A rival GLP drug made by Eli Lilly is due to come on sale later this year and is more effective still.
Analysts think the GLP-1 drugs could become as common as beta blockers or statins because by 2035, the World Obesity Federation estimates more than half of the world's population will be overweight or obese, with a staggering 4 billion people overweight or obese. According to modeling by academics, the annual cost to the world economy of excess weight could reach $4 trillion by 2035. That includes both spending on health care and working time lost to illness and premature deaths tied to obesity.
time on my own, I never thought I'd be here. I take your blessings with your heartaches too. It's so easy and so wonderful to know it's you.
学习，一切从今天开始。FUNDAY 英语。
According to The Economist, short for the Alternative Asian Supply Chain, Altasia is the result of the widening geopolitical rift between America and China. This is forcing global manufacturers to look elsewhere in Asia for new production sites. No single country in the region comes close to matching China's importance as an export hub. But a crescent of 14 countries are together beginning to provide competition, which includes Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, India, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia.
How does Altasia compare with China? The Economist explained in exports they are evenly matched. Altasia shipped $634 billion in merchandise to America in the 12 months to September 2022. A smidgen more than China's $614 billion. In terms of skilled workers, the two are also close. Altasia is home to 155 million people aged 25 to 54, widely considered to be the prime working age population, with a tertiary education. China has 145 million. The Economist believe for many companies, finding an alternative to China is now a priority. They are likely to be exploring opportunities in Altasia for years to come.
The International Atomic Energy Agency and Iran issued a joint statement last Saturday saying Iran will finally assist a long-stalled investigation into uranium particles found at undeclared sites and even reinstall removed monitoring equipment. The joint statement said Iran expressed its readiness to provide further information and access to address the outstanding safeguards issues. However, diplomats said Iran has made similar promises before that have yielded little or nothing.
The joint statement was issued on IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi's return from a trip to Tehran just 2 days before a quarterly meeting of the agency's 35-nation Board of Governors. The statement went into little detail, but the possibility of a marked improvement in relations between the two is likely to stave off a Western push for another resolution ordering Iran to cooperate. Grossi told a news conference at Vienna airport soon after landing, Iran is supposed to provide access to information, locations, and people.
Billionaire investor Mark Mobius told Fox Business he cannot take his money out of China due to the country's capital controls, cautioning investors to be very careful about investing in an economy under a tight government grip. Mobius, founder of Mobius Capital Partners, told Fox Business in an interview published on March 2nd, "I have an account with HSBC in Shanghai. I cannot take my money out. The government is restricting the flow of money out of the country."
He told Fox Business, "I can't get an explanation of why they're doing this. They are putting all kinds of barriers. They don't say, no, you can't get your money out, but they say, give us all the records from 20 years of how you made this money. This is crazy." Mobius led emerging market investment at Franklin Templeton Investments for 3 decades and is known for his bullish view on China. Now, though, he said he would be very careful investing in the country.
More than 35 years after the world's worst nuclear accident, the docks of Chernobyl roam among decaying, abandoned buildings in and around the closed plant, somehow still able to find food, breed, and survive. Scientists said that researching the docks of Chernobyl could have wide applications, providing insights about how animals and humans can live now and in the future in regions of the world under continuous environmental assault and in the high radiation environment of space.
Scientists published the first of what they hope will be many genetic studies last Friday in the journal Science Advances, focusing on 302 free-roaming dogs living in an officially designated exclusion zone around the disaster site. They identified populations whose differing levels of radiation exposure may have made them genetically distinct from one another and other dogs worldwide. They are hoping for an answer to the question, how do you survive in a high-radiation environment like this for 15 generations?
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.